I was chucking a truck. I know what step flashing is. I know how much ice and water shield is needed. I've taken a gutter off of a house in an industry that's widely dominated by Hispanic labor. We were the lowest guy in town, easily. He really kicked the bottom out of the market when the insurance company was paying $3 or whatever $100 a square.
Describe to me restoration business, what it was for you from the beginning. How did you grow, and maybe evolution of your company? How did you start it, and how much stress it involves? Many people don't understand. When people talk to roofers, or especially restoration contractors, they often think that we just move paper. We don't do a lot. You sell a job for $10,000, you pay guys $3,000, you're just abusing those laborers. You pay your ABC and you pocket $4,000, easy money. Everybody thinks, and a lot of roofers think that they make money. Like they only count gross profit, 40%. What's your net profit? It's 40%. No, it's not. Describe to me a restoration business.
Right. I think you're lucky if your if your net profit is 12%.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I think restoration business, again, going back to how we got started, not necessarily going to become a roofing contractor. A lot of different things happen. We start this roofing, really it was a roofing endeavor to kind of support and parallel some other things that we had going on. And it started off as there was a neighborhood close to where I live and that I grew up in. And you got to remember that not too long ago, I didn't have a great reputation in this neighborhood, but I had this. First of all, I was the contractor you just described, right? I was selling roofs for the labor plus the material, and we valued our labor at like $65 an hour. And I was the cheapest guy around, and we had a bunch of certainteed organic shingles in this neighborhood. And we had figured out the warranty situation, so we would help the customer get $900 or $1,000 from CertainTeed that we'd put towards the material purchase. And it was me and another guy, and we were doing the roofs. And we would talk to the neighbors, and we would say, "Hey, listen, we are going to be doing this roof tomorrow, right there. Come and check out our work, and we'll be there at 7 a.m." And so the neighbor would come by, and they would be like, in a industry that's widely dominated by Hispanic labor, to see me and my partner on the roof working 7 a.m. We had just showed up at their house the night before, covered in granule and stinking to high heaven, and sitting on their nice couch. And so it's really easy to organically grow your opportunities when that's how you're getting the work. We also didn't have profit, but it was more money than we had ever thought that I had.
More than hourly jobs.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'd never been paid $65 an hour.
So you were chucking the truck.
I was chucking a truck, but we were chucking the truck, except for we weren't contracting. We were contracting. We weren't subcontracting. Right.
So you were the cheapest bids. Contractors hated you.
Contractors hated us. We were, I know what step flashing is. I know how much ice and water shield is needed. I've taken a gutter off of a house, taken the fascia off the house, wrapped the fascia over the wood sub fascia, put the metal fascia back.
What changed? Why did you go from there to become who you are today? It's not sustainable.
Well, first of all, you don't have to do too many roofs before you figure out this is super hard work, and my career isn't going to last very long if I'm the guy putting on all these roofs. Additionally, there was a contractor in town that was subcontracting work and was subcontracting at a price that was lower than ours. We were the lowest guy in town, easily.
Wow. How did he do that?
Well, because he had other businesses that he was doing, and he probably wondered how the heck that me and my partner could possibly be running a successful business. And he was okay to make $10 a square and make a little bit of extra money. And so he really kicked the bottom out of the market. Around this time, so this is 2009-ish. At the same time, Tim Geithner's on every television station talking about the end of the financial world as we know it. We're propping up AIG, we're bailing out the auto industry. Things were in really bad shape, and this is the first example of doubting, the faith that I had, right? Like, it comes in a lot of different forms, but like I listened to the noise, and so I figured that I had to figure out a better way, because there was nowhere for me to go on my price to compete with this other guy that was coming out and knocking the bottom out of the market. We were still getting a bunch of jobs, and we were still making a good amount of money, but I knew I had to do more if we were going to actually have a business and make more money. And so, the idea of more at that point wasn't really what we were after. It was just the idea that there was this other option that was encroaching on our opportunity. It was fine when we were cornering the market and doing it for a very, very small amount of money. But the prospect of not being able to do it, when I had spent two and a half years of really building the roofing business, I was concerned that what the future looked like. And again, it wasn't just this other guy, and it wasn't just the state of the world economics at that time, the financial crisis. It was a lot of things. I had a new family. I needed to be able to support them, and I wanted to provide them, like all fathers do, with better than their father had provided them with. And so I had a friend that I had gone to high school with and wrestled with, and he was running a storm restoration outfit, chasing the storms. And he was in Tennessee. I'd seen him at an event in the town that we live in, and I'm like, hey, I want to come work for you sometime. And he said, well, hey, we're down in Nashville. Come on down. And so we were actually in Clarksville, Tennessee, and I went down to Clarksville with a guy that had worked with us back at home in the Quad Cities in Iowa. And I remember meeting with him down there, and I had all this experience as a roofing contractor. I had all this experience as a roofer, right? So like, I had already sold roofing jobs retail for next to nothing. I knew the warranty situation because I'd worked with certainty. And I would say that I was very well prepared to go and have success. And in our training, my friend says to me, tell them that you will do the approved work for the insurance proceeds. And I'm like, there's no way that anybody is going to sign this contract. He's like, why would you say that? I mean, what have I been doing for the last several years?
It's free.
Right. Well, I didn't think that. What I thought as a consumer, right? Like, I'm not going to sign something that doesn't have a price on it. But the contract was written up the right way. The homework had been done by my friend's attorneys, and I didn't really have anything to lose. I was in Clarksville, Tennessee, 8 hours away from my home in Iowa, here to learn this thing. So what did I have to lose by floating this idea by a homeowner, right? And also I had the benefit of having already run my own roofing company, not being afraid to talk to people, knowing the whole roofing process inside and out, knew how long the job was going to take. Like, so I said to the first person, I'm like, yeah, and the best part about this is we'll do the work for the insurance proceeds. And man, I went back and told that guy, I was like, why do people do this? Like, this makes absolutely no sense. Like, they have no idea what's going to happen. And, but no, I had a really good amount of success selling these roofs in Clarksville, Tennessee.
How much more was price when you started selling insurance claims? How much price was higher than what you used to charge for your company?
Oh yeah. So we were selling roofs for $185 a square.
For your company?
In 2008.
And now you are?
Right. And when I worked in Clarksville, when I went south, so no ice and water shield, sure. And they were selling them, and the insurance company was paying $100 a square.
Almost double.
Right. Almost double. And now we're, obviously a lot more than that. price of material has increased, price of labor has definitely increased.
Like 10 times.
Yeah, it is crazy. You know, that was even before COVID, right? And now COVID's got supply chain stressed, and roofers are very smart people. They are very organized. They absolutely know how to leverage a situation for the maximum gain for themselves.